Hi everyone, welcome to week 6. This week we are going to start drafting our Am I the A-hole intervention arguments in earnest. And so first things first, we are going to start with our working intro. This basically is an introduction paragraph that you can later add more detail to or change, but I want you to have the parts in place so that we're ready to keep writing the rest of the essay, right? I honestly usually don't write my introduction until the end of whatever paper I'm working on, but sometimes I'll have a little bit of a working intro just so that I feel like I know to come back to it later. So you can think of it this way, or you can, hopefully try and get this like ready to go. The parts that we're looking for are going to be the hook, which is where we're drawing the reader into our arguments, want to learn more. Background information, which is going to be like a sentence, maybe up to 3 sentences. And that's really, we probably don't need 3 sentences. Basically, to say just a very quick overview of what the case is about. And so it could be something like a mother and daughter are arguing about blank, right? Just very simple. And then the third sentence or the third part of your introduction paragraph should be your thesis statement. And here you just want to be pretty direct about who was right and who was wrong and why. And so something like, the mother was right to question the daughter because blank, or the daughter should never had to answer that question because blank, right? And so you're just going to give a very brief, direct explanation, and you're going to get into the whys and like get into the deeper context and all of your evidence as you move into the paper, okay? And so it's okay to feel like the introduction's a little bit sparse. Like maybe you're like, oh, I don't know if I give enough. I think what you're trying to do here is sell the reader on reading the rest of the paper, and maybe the best way to do that is to kind of get in, get out, leave them wanting more, right? Okay, so the next assignment is going to be summarizing each side. So this is where we're going to really get into like the depth of your argument. You're going to talk about why each side says that they're right. So the first paragraph that you want to write for your summary is going to be the original poster's perspective of the issue, right? So they're going to go over what they said happened and kind of giving you some evidence of why they're right in the situation. Now we're getting the story from their perspective. Should be pretty easy to write this paragraph, okay? The paragraph that's going to be tricky is the other person's side of the story, okay? So the other side, the side that isn't writing the Reddit post. Now, what I really want to challenge you to do is try to think about, okay, so this person is not getting to tell their own story. I'm going to be as generous as possible with why they might have done what they did, because I know that the person who's telling me the story disagrees with them. And they're probably not going to be giving me all of the best evidence for why this person might have done what they did. So I want you to play devil's advocate, okay? Now, I don't want you to like make stuff up that you can't back up. I want you to look for clues in the text that could hint at something that's maybe been left out. And if you want to see an example of how I did this, then you can look at the sample Am I the A-hole essay, which is on the modules page or is linked to in the assignment description for the Am I the A-hole intervention argument, okay? But it's going to be in the same spot as where yours should be. It should be the third paragraph. And basically, I'm looking at things like little paraphrased quotes from her fiance and things like that. And I say, oh, I see what he's saying here. I think I see what he's saying. And I'm going to go ahead and put this quote, even though it's paraphrased and even though it's not directly from him, into my own argument because I think I get where he's coming from. Okay, and so you want to look for those little clues as well. All right, and make sure you're using in-text citations. If you're not sure how to do it, even better, make sure that you're using them so that I can give you some feedback and just make sure that they're ready for when you're turning the paper in, okay? Oh, and I'll just give you the hint now. It's any in-text citation is going to be the Reddit username. So whatever is at the top of the post, it should be like right under the r slash am I the a-hole, and then it'll say like in like gray font, it'll say the username. Our last assignment this week is the Oatmeal comic notes. And this is going to be this comic. This is the comic. You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. And basically it's talking about this idea of a backfire effect, or it's connected to things like bias and trying to change people's minds. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that we're sort of talking about. And I want you to get a little bit of an overview of this. We're going to talk more about audience and bias in class this week. I'll share some lectures and things like that with you, slides. But that's everything for this week. Please let me know if you have any questions as you're working on your essays, and good luck. Have a great week.